Hey everyone, welcome back to the Postie build for Make-A-Wish Foundation. So I'm back from holidays, had a great time, not so keen on getting back to work, but keen to get back on the Postie. So I've just finished up on the 125 for my brother, so that's running now, running it in, driving around the shops and bits and pieces. So it's actually nice to ride, so that's been a bit of fun. Keeping up with the painting. So this is a tank that Jeff from the PostieBike.com donated. It's had a lick of paint, so nice and shiny now. I'm gonna put some stickers on the top. So this is this video basically to catch up and say hi to everyone. Get the tank on. I've done a little bit of stuff with the wire. I just connected the battery wires that were on the for the battery that I had to solder up, which was in the sort of the last video where we left off before Christmas. We'll do this, put the tank in so that you can see how to properly put the tank in. Might finish off some of the soldering and stuff on the back of the back tail light, and just basically catch up to see where we're at and get it sorted out. New t-shirt, pretty happy with this one. This is a keeper. Yeah, it's I got it off Redbubble or something like that, and you order it online, so there's a few cool ones. But yeah, I've been having fun. As soon as I got back from holidays, straight in the shed, straight into my Postie. So it is a disease basically. Or an addiction. So it's been great. We're going to paint up the engine. That's one of the things we're going to get going on. Paint the stator cover, the clutch cover. We're also going to, once we get the stator cover painted and back on, I'm going to flip it over and we're going to take the clutch cover off, and then we can see the screen for when you change your oil, so that you can clean that out. We might inspect the clutch. So it was fine. So maybe I might just adjust it up, see how it is. But it's not a big job. So when I've got it all together, I'm going to ride it, do a bit of riding on it, and just see how it changes. If there's any issues or any slipping in the clutch, and you'll notice when you kickstart it, you'll feel a bit of a slip when you kickstart. That's a sort of sign that A, to adjust your clutch, and then B, to look at the plates and change it over. So it's not a huge job. There's a specialised tool that you sort of need to undo the nuts. The nut takes it off. It is a bit more daunting than it actually is. Like, it's the springs and bits and pieces, they do go back pretty easy, but we can go through that anyway. That's no drama. So today, I'm gonna stop rambling on. I'm gonna chuck this tank in. I've got some cool stickers to chuck on the top to make it look all original like the rest of it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get the hoses basically through where they have to go. This can be a bit tricky, just not tricky, fiddly. So they go down either side through here. I'll try and get them through. I can, because I haven't got any engine or anything in at the moment, I can get my hand up through the bottom. If you had the engine in and you were trying to do this, you'd take the battery box out, and then you would stick your hand through there, and then you can feed them through. So on the frame, on the right hand side as you're looking forward, there's a hole there, and that's for both fuel lines to come through. It's got a rounded sort of edge, so it's not sharp, and that's where they come through. On the other side there's a checkout, which we went through before, and that's where the wiring loom comes up and sits above the engine as well. So I'll see how I go with this quickly. If it takes too long, I'll switch you off and come back to you. So we've got one through there. So once they're through, I sort of pull them through tight as I'm putting the tank down, just so we don't get any kinks. And then I'll slide the tank in. And make sure I sit them down like that. So they've both come through. I'll bring the camera in a second and we'll show you exactly what I'm talking about with that hole and where they come through, just so you know. One of the things is you're going to go, okay, well, which one's reserve, which one's the normal fuel line. So what I do is, when I get it all in, I get the carb and everything set up, I'll put a little bit of fuel in here, just a tiny bit, and it will run out the reserve, and that's how I know which one's a reserve. Instead of trying to label them and do that, it might be easier actually to label and do that way if you want to, but that's how I do it. And then I just know for certain which one it is, because I've had on a bike where they've been the wrong way around and hasn't ended well for me. Have to push my bike for a while, so yeah. Alright, I'll turn the camera off. We'll get some bolts, I'll show you how they go, and we'll get back in. Okay, so I'm just going to bolt the tank down. So these are the bolts that we use for the tank. So if you look closely at the very end of it, if you're trying to decipher what bolts you've got and which one's which, these have this section here without the thread on it, which makes it easier when you're trying to put the tank in. You have to go through a few layers of steel. This will actually help you get through, and it won't damage the end of the thread. So I've put 3 of them in. I'm just going to put the next one. There is some later models will have another bolt here that comes out, and you can actually get my ugly mug down here. Some here, they actually have a extension on them, and the exhaust also mounts to this as well as just above the rear shock. The earlier ones don't have that, and they just have these four bolts. So I'll throw them in, get it in, yeah, get it sorted. The other thing is we've got these rubbers that go in, so they go in either side. On the front, they're pretty self-evident how they go. They've got to only go one way, they push inside, and then we've got a bolt that goes through here to the seat and the clip that goes on. So alright, keep getting this done and we'll be back in a sec. Okay, so got the bracket on here, bolt through. We've got those rubber stops that we put in before. So this is a seat I've got for this bike, and I'm just gonna put some nuts with spring washers on the bottom of it, just because I actually have had one of these undo on me and loosen off on it. So I just put a spring washer just to keep it nice and tight. So we're going to screw that on, and that'll get you nice and close for a sort of just a quick look at what we've done, and we'll just call this. Alright, so that's the seat on now. So that's the seat that I have. It's actually, a nice quality material. I don't know what it is, but it's nice than some of the new aftermarket ones that you can get. So I've had that put aside for a special occasion, so I think this bike's worthy of that. So the tank's all painted up nice and neat from Jeff. Thanks, mate. It's come up nice. So we've got the stickers, sticker kit put on here. Colour well, as it was. Got the rubbers in here. I'll shut that down. We'll have a look at those fuel hoses that come through the front. So they come, spark plug read right in there. So they come through this one here, and they'll come through and normally hook around back into the carby like that. So they do sometimes have a heat shield on there. This did, it's perished, so it looks better without it. we'll put them on. If they are too close to the engine, we might have to do something with it, but I've never had an issue with that before, so we'll do that. This is the wiring I just did the other day. Just connected up the blue and the red for the battery. It's got the fuse here, the fuse here, and that. So now that's connected here, these two plugs. So if I ever want to change the battery and I buy a new battery online, it will plug straight into that. So that keeps it nice and simple. I've got this bolt out at the moment just to polish up. So that was that one that I explained earlier for the exhaust. Yeah, she's coming up nice, so it's good to get back into the charity build. Looking forward to getting it together. So everything's a bit of a mess at the moment because I'm back from holidays, but I'm gonna paint up this stator. We've done all the work on the engine. We'll flip it over and we'll do the other side. And we'll change the seals over as well. We've got to change the seal over here and this one. So and we've done the O-ring, this little guy. So yeah, good to be back. I hope everyone had a great break, and looking forward to getting this bike done and getting it up for auction and see how much money we can get for the kids. So subscribe, do all that stuff, and catch you soon. Bye.